just give them a little bit more depth. That was three beautiful cues. Just give us the next layer down so we can understand. So I won't be thinking about, what did he mean by proper biomechanics? As you're saying all this other amazing information, just close those doors for me quickly.
Perfect. So for proper posture, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips, hips over heels. Tongue to the roof of the mouth. The tongue is the rudder for the whole myofascial system. If your tongue is not at the roof of the mouth, you have a piece of fascia that goes from your tongue to your toes, and it's not engaged and it's not supporting your body like it should. Tongue up there. And this is sitting, standing, walking, running, all of it. Now, that being said, when you're sitting, it's 90, 90, 90. 90 at the knees, 90 at the hips, 90 at the elbows. Eyes parallel, so you're not looking down at your screen. That's posture. Without posture, you've probably compromised how your lungs and ribs move and operate. You cannot take a proper breath. The second is biomechanics. Again, biomechanics is proper posture. Tongue to the roof of the mouth, neck relaxed as you breathe, because a lot of people, as they mouth breathe, their neck flares at the end of their breath to help lift the rib cage. Lateral expansion of the upper ribs. And to see if you're doing this right, put your hands up like you're about to give someone a high five. Put your thumbs behind those pec muscles and feel those upper ribs. And I'm sitting very high on my chest. My index fingers can actually touch my collarbone. And dig into those upper ribs. If this is uncomfortable, you're doing it right. So as you take a breath in through the nose, you want a lateral expansion so that the fingers come apart instead of rise vertically. Most people take that vertical breath. That vertical breath actually reduces lung capacity, and it doesn't really activate the diaphragm as much as it should. Next, take those thumbs, put them in those lower ribs, as much to the sides as you can, and dig into those lower ribs. If it's uncomfortable, you're doing it right. As you breathe in through the nose, you want those lower ribs to move like bucket handles and gently push your thumbs out away from your center mass. Your diaphragm descends. Your lymphatic system doesn't have a pump of its own. It depends on the diaphragm to move the lymph. Every breath is a massage for your digestive tract. So if you are mouth breathing suboptimally, you're not aiding in digestion, which is probably not going to help you sleep very well, which is most likely going to throw off your mouth biome, and all of that's off. And then CO2 threshold. It is not a surplus or lack of oxygen that tells our body it's time to breathe. I've met hundreds of people with adrenal fatigue, and they're mouth breathers, and their SpO2 is at 99 and 100%. So by that one metric, they're totally healthy. They're breathing so fast, they don't have enough CO2 in their system to tell the hemoglobin to release the oxygen. So their tank is full. It's just not being absorbed as effectively by the musculature. And I have to say as effectively, because if I say not absorbed, someone will be like, well, it is. Well, yeah, it is.
There's a spectrum.
Yes, but your veins and arteries are constricted. CO2 is a vasodilator. Nitric oxide is a vasodilator. And you don't get most of your nitric oxide if you breathe in through your mouth. It's 95% is nasal breathing. So you slow your respiratory rate down. The average respiratory rate that I've seen is 20 breaths a minute. That's 3 seconds for an inhale and an exhale. That's fast. The ideal breath is about 10 to 11 seconds, 5.5 to 6 breaths a minute. So we're breathing 3 times more than we need. So we slow it down, and the veins and arteries, the highways and byways that deliver blood, begin to dilate. They begin to open up. With a higher saturation of CO2, it encourages the hemoglobin to let go of the oxygen faster, to pick up more CO2 faster. And because your veins and arteries are just a little more dilated, your blood pressure drops. Your heart doesn't have to work as hard. Your heart rate drops. And this is before any stimulus of the world hits you. This is just what you can do for yourself before life even has a swing at you. And you can control your posture. You can control your breath. Or influence is a great word. And if you're like, I don't know how to stand in proper posture, just take 2 steps back and you'll be in as close to a proper posture as you can. Then stick your tongue to the roof of the mouth to keep yourself there. Slow your breath down. Can you take 6 breaths a minute? Some people can't. Like, just try and slow it down as much as possible. 1.5 times exhale. Proper posture, proper biomechanics, proper CO2 threshold. And you'll find that we all have the same time. Time moves the same for everybody. We just perceive it differently. Mouth breathing narrows the banks of the river of life, and it feels like it's moving faster than it should. Slow your breath down, sit in proper posture, stand in proper posture, push the bank of life out just a little further, and you'll have just that much more of an edge to navigate it. Those are my 3 points.